Welcome back to the Side-by-Side We Ride channel. Today we are looking at the best budget-friendly side-by-sides in 2026, but we are not ranking them from worst to best. That would not make sense because these machines are built for different buyers. Instead, we are breaking this video into categories: Best Budget Compact Work Machine, Best Budget Full-Size Utility Machine, Best Budget Narrow Trail Machine, Best Budget Adventure Trail Machine, and Best Budget Sport Machine. Each one is judged by what it is actually built to do, not by comparing a work rig against a sport machine. Hit that like button, subscribe to the Side-by-Side We Ride channel, and let us get into the list. Best Budget Compact Work Side-by-Side, Polaris Ranger 500. The Polaris Ranger 500 is the budget pick for landowners, hunters, and property owners who need a useful work machine without spending $15,000 to $20,000. This machine starts at $9,999, and the value comes from how much practical equipment Polaris includes at that price. The Ranger 500 is powered by a 567 cubic centimeter single-cylinder engine that produces 28 horsepower. That is not a huge power number, but this machine is not trying to be fast. It is built to move people, tools, supplies, and light loads around property. For work use, the numbers are much more important than top speed. The Ranger 500 can tow 1,500 pounds, carry a 1,000-pound total payload, and haul 500 pounds in the rear dump box. Polaris also includes a standard 2-inch receiver hitch, a factory-installed 2,500-pound winch, a roof, light-emitting diode headlights, and a steel front bumper. That combination makes it useful right away without needing a long list of upgrades. At 58.5 inches wide, the Ranger 500 stays compact enough for barns, gates, trails, food plots, and tighter work areas. 10 inches of ground clearance gives it enough room for basic off-road use, ruts, uneven ground, and hunting property. This is the kind of machine that makes sense for checking fences, hauling feed, moving tools, pulling a small trailer, dragging brush, hauling firewood, checking trail cameras, or getting around land without using a truck. Where it shines is simple utility. Where it falls short is performance. 28 horsepower is fine for chores, but this is not the machine for aggressive trail riding, deep mud, dunes, or fast off-road driving. The buyer who should look at the Ranger 500 is someone who wants a new name brand work side by side at the lowest realistic price. The buyer who should skip it is someone looking for speed, power, suspension, or sport performance. Final call. The Polaris Ranger 500 is the best budget compact work side by side because it gives you practical utility, a dump bed, a winch, a roof, towing capability, and Polaris dealer support for under $10,000 before fees. Best budget full-size utility side by side, CF Moto, U-Force 1000. The CF Moto U-Force 1000 is the budget pick for buyers who need more size, more power, and more hauling ability than a compact utility machine. This is the step up for someone who wants full-size work capability without paying premium full-size pricing from one of the larger legacy brands. The U-Force 1000 is powered by a 963 cubic centimeter V-twin engine that produces 71 horsepower and 54 pound-feet of torque. That gives it a major advantage over compact work machines when pulling, hauling, climbing, or carrying heavier loads. The cargo bed is rated for 1,000 pounds, while towing capacity sits at 2,500 pounds. CF Moto also includes a factory-installed 3,500-pound winch, 3-person bench seating, electronic power steering, and a 2-inch receiver. Those are strong work numbers for the money. At around 63.5 inches wide, the U-Force 1000 feels like a true full-size utility side-by-side without being as wide as many sport machines. Ground clearance is around 11.4 inches, with about 9 inches of travel in the front and rear. This machine shines when you compare equipment against price. A 1,000-pound cargo bed, 2,500 pounds of towing, 71 horsepower, 3-person seating, and a factory winch make it a serious value machine for farm use, ranch work, hunting property, firewood, fencing, hauling tools, and general land management. Where it falls short is not the spec sheet. The trade-off is brand confidence. CF Moto has improved a lot and the value is real. But Polaris, Can-Am, Honda, Yamaha, and Kawasaki still have stronger long-term reputations, deeper dealer networks, stronger resale value, and more aftermarket support. That means your local dealer matters. If you have a strong CF Moto dealer near you, the U-Force 1000 becomes a very strong buy. If dealer support is weak in your area, you may want to compare it carefully against the more established brands. Final call. The CF Moto U-Force 1000 is the best budget full-size utility side-by-side because it gives you big work capability, strong towing, a 1,000-pound bed, real horsepower, and a long list of standard features for the money. Best budget narrow trail side-by-side, Can-Am Maverick Trail 1000. The Can-Am Maverick Trail 1000 is the budget pick for riders who need a machine that fits tight trails. Not every rider needs a wide machine. Some trail systems have narrow bridges, tight gates, tight wooded sections, and width restrictions. If that is where you ride, a 72-inch or 74-inch machine may look great online, but be frustrating in real life. The Maverick Trail 1000 solves that problem with a true 50-inch width. Power comes from a 976 cubic centimeter Rotax V-twin engine, producing 75 horsepower. For a 50-inch side-by-side, that is a strong number. Can-Am pairs that engine with a quick response system, continuously variable transmission. The transmission gives you extra low, high, neutral, reverse, and park. That extra low range helps when crawling through slow technical sections, steep trails, rocks, roots, or tight wooded terrain. The Maverick Trail 1000 gives you 10 inches of ground clearance, 10 inches of front suspension travel, and 10.5 inches of rear suspension travel. It also includes a 300-pound cargo box and 1,500 pounds of towing capacity, so it can still carry gear, hunting supplies, tools, coolers, and light loads. The closest rival is the Polaris Razor Trail. Both machines are 50 inches wide. Both can make 75 horsepower. The Polaris gives you slightly more ground clearance, but the Can-Am usually comes in with a lower starting point and slightly more rear suspension travel. That is why the Maverick Trail 1000 gets the narrow trail budget pick. It gives you major brand support, strong power for the class, usable suspension, and the width you need for restricted trail systems. Where it shines is wooded trail riding, narrow parks, tight turns, technical routes, and areas where width matters more than top speed. Where it falls short is high-speed stability. A 50-inch machine is great in the woods, but it will never feel as planted as a 64-inch, 72-inch, or 74-inch machine when the terrain opens up. Final call. The Can-Am Maverick Trail 1000 is the best budget narrow trail side-by-side because it gives riders 50-inch trail access, 75 horsepower, extra low range, and major brand support in a manageable package. Best budget adventure trail side-by-side, Yamaha Wolverine R-Max 21000R Spec. The Yamaha Wolverine R-Max 21000R Spec is the budget pick for riders who want one machine that can explore, trail ride, carry gear, and stay comfortable on longer rides. This is not a pure work machine. It is not a pure sport machine. It sits in the adventure trail category, which makes it one of the most useful machines on this list. The Wolverine R-Max 21000R Spec starts at $19,999. Yamaha equips it with a 999 cubic centimeter liquid cooled 4-stroke engine with dual overhead cam and 4 valves. Yamaha does not publish an official horsepower number on the spec page, so the better way to judge this machine is by the hard numbers Yamaha does provide. The machine uses a 64-inch stance, which gives it more stability than a narrow trail machine while still staying narrower than the big wide-open sport machines. Ground clearance is 13.8 inches. Front suspension travel is 14.2 inches. Rear suspension travel is 16.9 inches. It runs 30-inch GBC Dirt Commander tires from the factory. The cargo bed is rated for 600 pounds. The transmission is Yamaha's Ultramatic V belt system with all-wheel engine braking. You also get 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, full differential lock, 4-wheel drive, and turf mode. That setup is why the Wolverine R-Max 2 works so well for adventure riding. The 30-inch tires help with rocks, roots, ruts, and uneven trails. The suspension gives it real rough terrain capability. The cargo bed makes it more practical than a pure sport machine. The ground clearance gives it enough height for serious trail use. And Yamaha's drivetrain reputation gives buyers confidence for long-term ownership. This machine shines on mountain trails, forest roads, rocky routes, camping trips, hunting trips, weekend exploring, and long trail rides where comfort matters. The trade-off is that it does not dominate one single category. If you only want speed, there are faster sport machines. If you only want the lowest possible price, this is not it. But for riders who want comfort, cargo space, trail capability, and Yamaha durability in one machine, the Wolverine R Max 21000R spec is a strong value. Final call. The Yamaha Wolverine R Max 2 1000R spec is the best budget adventure trail side-by-side because it balances suspension, ground clearance, cargo space, comfort, drivetrain confidence, and long ride capability better than most machines in this price range. Best budget sport side-by-side, Can-Am Maverick X3 DS Turbo. The Can-Am Maverick X3 DS Turbo is the budget pick for riders who want real sport performance without paying flagship money. This machine starts at $19,999, and that price is what makes it so hard to beat. Can-Am equips the Maverick X3 DS Turbo with a 900 cubic centimeter Rotax Ace turbocharged triple-cylinder engine that produces 135 horsepower. The engine is paired with a Quick Response System X continuously variable transmission and a P-drive primary clutch. You also get Smart Lock front differential, a 64-inch stance, 14 inches of ground clearance, 30-inch tires, 20 inches of front suspension travel, and 20 inches of rear suspension travel. That is a very strong sport package for the price. The most important part is the platform. This is not an unknown budget sport machine, it is a Maverick X3. The X3 platform has one of the largest owner bases in the sport side-by-side world. Parts, cages, wheels, tires, suspension upgrades, tuning, lighting, storage, and repair information are everywhere. That matters because real value does not stop after the purchase price. A good value machine should be easy to learn about, easy to upgrade, easy to support, and easy to find parts for. The Maverick X3 DS Turbo checks those boxes. A useful comparison is the Polaris RZR XP. The RZR XP also starts at $19,999. It is also 64 inches wide. It also gives 14 inches of ground clearance and 20 inches of usable travel. The difference is power. The Polaris RZR XP makes 114 horsepower and uses a naturally aspirated engine. The Maverick X 3DS Turbo makes 135 horsepower with a turbocharged engine. That gives Can-Am 21 more horsepower at the same starting price. Where the Maverick X3 DS Turbo shines is sport riding, fast trails, open desert-style terrain, dunes, trail systems that allow 64-inch machines, and riders who want turbocharged performance without moving into the $30,000 to $40,000 flagship range. Where it falls short is utility. This is not a work machine. There is no dump bed. It is too wide for 50-inch trail systems. And it is not the right choice for someone who mostly checks fences, hauls feed, or rides slow hunting trails. Final call. The Can-Am Maverick X 3DS Turbo is the best budget sport side-by-side because it gives you turbocharged power, 135 horsepower, 20 inches of travel, a proven platform, and a huge aftermarket at a $20,000 starting point. The final takeaway is simple. There is no single best budget side-by-side for everyone. The right choice depends on what you actually need the machine to do. Buy for your category: work, full-size utility, narrow trail, adventure trail, or sport performance. That is how you avoid buying the wrong machine. If you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe to the Side by Side We Ride channel, and drop a comment below. Which budget-friendly side-by-side would you choose? And what do you ride right now? Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next one.